Pam, when we talk about gender bias and how it's evolved, some people in our audience may not have known that certain time women would have had to have a husband sign for them to get a credit card. Or, I wanted to know if you can help share with the audience where you think we have come, from the 70s or before to now in addressing gender bias.
Maria, I'm really glad you asked that because it's one of my favorite things to talk about, especially for millennial women and Gen X, Gen Z women, because it's older women who have had that experience and younger women who haven't, and I don't want um, younger women to think that that ground that we've gained can't be lost, because it can be lost. Um, it's really important to understand how far we've come. I happen to have had a mother who was born into a world where she could not vote. So I'm only one generation away from a woman who could not vote for the first part of her life. Well, she was too young at the time, but she could not vote when she was born. The world did not allow women to vote. So that's a really important milestone to remember. And it's only been very recently that we've had any real representation in government. I mean, the Congress for decades and decades was all male. And even now, it's not representative of the population. So we need to, when I went to buy my first car, I happened to have a very good job with a major corporation, and I still needed my husband to sign that car loan. So it's very important that not only to understand how far we've come, but how important our communication skills are to that journey that we've been on. The suffragettes had to speak up for themselves. They had to have a voice. They had to be assertive. And it's that lesson needs to continue to be learned, and we need to always stand up for ourselves. I recently just did a podcast about how this country still has not passed the ERA. So I don't want to get off on a political tangent here, but since Maria asked the question, I think it's important to remember that our communication skills have been an important part of our journey. And we need to maintain those assertive communication skills to never lose what we have gained, and to hopefully finally have some parity and get to where we belong in the boardrooms and in government.